Kilifi County boasts Kenya's pristine coastline adorned with white sandy beaches, turquoise waters, and a vibrant, diverse community steeped in historical cultures dating back to the 14th century. However, behind this idyllic facade, a narrative of challenge and resilience unfolds. High tides, torrential rain, intensified storms, and erosion pose significant threats to biodiversity and the crucial ecosystem services supporting coastal communities.
We used to have fishermen from Kizingitini here, right? They used to come at this time of the year, that is Kaskazi. A good number of them, Daos and all that, would come and harbor there, and they come up with big fish and all that, rocos, kingfish, barracudas, and all other, name it. So nowadays, I'm sorry to say, such fish are not existing at all.
At the National Museum of Kenya, Dr. Frederick Chalomanthi, the Director of Antiquities, Sites and Monuments, spoke of the imminent threats posed by climate change to Kenya's coastal heritage.
We have many historical sites, such as Fort Jesus, Jimbe la Mtwana, Timri Chohinga, that document different aspects of our history as a nation. Some other sites like Jimbe la Mtwana, there has been a number of challenges. Climate change has been really a key player into some of the challenges that now we are beginning to see. Some of the ruins there have also been affected. The sea level has been rising up, and they've been wearing away or eating out the walls. And there are many other examples that I can give in terms of really sites or heritage sites that are threatened thanks to climate change, thanks to global warming and the effects that have come as a result of those different phenomena. And we are seeing that really affecting our sites in a very big way, and especially the sites in the coastal part of the country.
The ocean is the greatest threat to the ruins at Jumba by the sea. During high tides, water comes to the ruins, and the foundations become weak, and that's what leads to erosion of the foundations. That way, it weakens the foundations, and the walls actually they end up crumbling. Like just behind me, you can see a wall. It was standing, but then due to that process of water coming out, eroding the foundations, the walls, they ended up crumbling. They fell.
The main challenge we are facing now is people encroaching into some of these riparian areas, coming almost right into the high water mark. The shoreline is quite dynamic. Yeah, it's not static. It keeps on changing. The high water mark is not going to stay static. The high tide mark will tend to move further inland. And even you look at most of these ecosystems, they are endowed with the capacity to actually adapt. That is why when you are looking at the marine environment, you have an area that you refer to as the riparian. We need to put what is called a setback line that is sufficient to allow the ocean adapt itself along the shoreline.
Tourism is a key economic activity in Kilifi County. In Malindi, the largest town in Kilifi, vendors showcase traditional clothing, jewelry, and crafts.
Kwa majina hapa kikundi chetu nakiita Vasco da Gama Curious Market. Zile bidhaa ambazo tunauza hapa, tunauza hizo necklace ambazo zingine zinatoka kwa beach ambazo ni cowrie shells, ambazo zinatengenezwa sisi wenyewe tunazitengeneza tu hapa local, of which necklace moja unaweza kuinunua kwa 600 ama kulingana na vile imetengenezwa. Tunapata biashara kwa wale wageni wanaokuja kutoka hapa Vasco da Gama, ambao wamekuja kutembelea Vasco da Gama. Napata biashara kutoka kwao kwa sababu nawauzia hizi manguo na mimi napata chochote cha kuhudumu maisha yangu. Tumekuwa pamoja ambapo sisi tunakusanya kile mtu amepata kila mwezi tunaweka pamoja, alafu baada ya tumekwenda low season tunagawanya ile pesa ambayo tulikuwa tukitoa kila mmoja kama member katika kikundi yetu, tunapea kila mtu chochote ile tuseme saving zake. Wakati ule hakuna kazi, tunatumia zile saving, kila mtu anapewa chochote. Tunapofunga hii kazi ndio tuanze tena season, aweze kupata chakula ambacho anaweza kutumia wakati ule ambapo hakuna wageni.
Kwa majina yangu naitwa Piccolo Mlazo. Hapa ndo mahali tunatafuta hela zetu, wageni wakitoka mbalimbali wakifika hapa kutembelea mnara ule. So tunafaidika kwa sababu wageni wakifika tunajenga urafiki na wao. Tukitoka Vasco da Gama kuna mahali kwingine kama Sabaki tunaweza ukapeleka, ukiwaongelesha wakikubaliana na wewe tunafaidika. Tunashukuru kwa sababu huku ni mahali pazuri, bahari iko hapo, bahari safi. Kama vile mnaona wageni wakija wanafurahikia.
We came to Kenya 5 or 6 days ago to do a 4-day safari in Tsavo Est and Tsavo West and Bozeli. And then we go to Watamu at the Kobe Suite Resort, and we just sing around the cities in Watamu and Malindi. Today is Malindi. I read a book when I was a child about Vasco da Gama and others like James Cook and Magellano, and I read about this monument, so it's emotional to see with my eyes. It's a very beautiful monument, and what this monument symbolizes for Kenya is very beautiful. I feel very emotional journey to come in Malindi. Is not about the safari. It's about all the story of this country, and I like it. When I travel, I like to read about the story and the present time. So for me, it's important.
People who visit these sites are diverse, including students on school trips and both local and foreign couples, and also individuals. They come to explore and experience the beauty of the shoreline and the ancient ruins.
For Malindi and Kilifi County at large, the site is the key tourist attraction. Because of this, we get lots of visitors from all over the world, and that's what actually feeds tourism as the mainstay economy for Kilifi County. Vasco da Gama pillar has been affected by climate change over the years. The pillar experienced erosion for quite some time until the government of Kenya saw the need to build a seawall to protect this national monument. And that was done, and we still feel that we need to put in place sustainable restoration measures to be sure that this will last us a long time.
While seawalls are primarily implemented to ensure the protection of valuable settlements, particularly those at risks of flooding and storms, Dr. Mohamed Omar, the research scientist at the Wildlife Research and Training Institute, emphasized that the walls do have negative effects on the coastal landscape, its biodiversity, and the environment.
The connectivity of the currents and the waves and the tides is actually very high. You cannot control Mombasa. When you do an activity in Mombasa by putting a barrier, you are actually affecting Kilifi. So there's always a ripple effect along the shoreline. You put a wall here, then the next piece of land is gone. Okay? So walls are always not the best solution when it comes to securing ourselves from sea level rise. There are scenarios whereby, especially small island states, that maybe they are quite low in terms of in comparison to the sea level. There they have an emergency, maybe they'll not have an alternative. But here in Kenya, maintaining a healthy, natural marine environment is critical to sustain livelihoods, to sustain our heritage, our culture. It is also important and critical in sustaining biodiversity. Looking at sea turtles, we have so many species. Like at this time, if you go into the marine environment in Kenya, you find that the humpback whales have come all the way from the South Pole into our waters. And there are conditions that, natural conditions that attract these animals to come all this way, and after some time they'll go back. So if we tamper with those conditions, the natural conditions, which means even these migrations we are witnessing at the moment, they will disappear.
Mitigation measures of the effects of climate change at Jumba is a bit tricky, especially on the Fidemos by the sea, because as I told you, this area is being used by turtles from all over the world for nesting purposes. So constructing a seawall, it is impossible here at Jumba. Constructing gabions here at Jumba is also a challenge. It can't be accepted because now it's actually a place where you support life of creatures around here. So for this situation here, which is affecting the Fidemos, actually man-made solutions are not good. Constructing a barrier here is not good. We have to use natural ways of conserving the area.
We are already here at the dunes. And normally, people at the coast walk with slippers, and the sand is hot, so just be a bit careful where you put your foot, so that you don't get in contact with the hot sand. Be careful with the thorns.
In the face of climate change threats facing coastal Kenya, a group of independent conservation groups operating under the banner of Camp Gedeng has taken proactive measures to protect their coastal heritage. Their mission is unique, safeguarding the delicate shorelines, particularly the critical coastal dunes, using conservation tourism.
My name is Dominic Kiplagat Kene. I am the chairman of Hippo Campus. We find ourselves at Sabaki, that is in Kilifi County, and we are a group that deal with conservation issues. We find ourselves at the end of the river, where is the estuary, where the fresh water meets the salty water, and it is a phenomenon. We created a camp, and we have now a permanent staff of about 8, and the local youth group, our group is about 20 packs, and it's growing because now people are getting to understand that the group is conserving the area, and it is being monitored, and the species are growing, the hippos are not being disturbed, visitors are visiting, and when they come, we call it conservation tourism. We work with them, we give them a seed to come and plant. I'll show you a few of the seedlings we planted with our friends that come here. Us here, we have something natural. All we have to do is to preserve it. Only preserve. Look at the dunes here, being destroyed. What we want to do is preserve. If you preserve the dunes, we have the buffer zones. We have the water, fresh water that is purified by the particles, what you call the simple, fine sand particles. They filter the water into this fresh mineral water. I'm also a chairman of a rescue mission here, and we do rescue missions. So these are the points we tell people. The more dunes we have, we will stop that big wave that will destroy our town. Yeah, so the more we protect the dunes, the more we have protection of our people behind these dunes. And it's all over the coast. And if we have dunes around the coast, I'm sure the guys inland feel safer. So the more we have dunes, the safer we are here.
But this story is not just about conservation. It is about the people who call this place home.
Ndiyo, kuko na muhimu wake hii mazingira ambayo tunahifadhi na inatupatia faida, na hawa crab wanaweza ukawapata hapo ndani hapo kwa mizizi, wanaweza ukampata hapo ndani anatafuta chakula na ukamshika ukaenda muuza, na hivyo hivyo hii miti unaweza ukahifadhi vizuri isikatwe.
Dunes are very important, acting as important shoreline protection features along our shoreline. So the moment these sand dunes are lost, then we are looking at also part of our land is going to be washed away, and also putting certain villages that are located behind the dunes at risk.
These efforts are not just about preserving the landscape. It is about securing a future where the connection between humanity and nature is harmonious.
Heritage preservation, or the heritage, is an identity to the people, the local people. Like this one, we talk about the Swahili people. So this heritage, the ruins we are having here, it's actually a fitting identity to the Swahili people. So it's very important to preserve it. The ruins, or this heritage is used for educational purposes. We have researchers, we have school groups who come, visit, they learn more about the Swahili urbanism. So we have to protect it because education is continuous. We have, more people are joining this, we have to come for educational purposes. We have people who are investing in heritage, like business, running tourism businesses. They need such products so that tourism now can continue. We have the heritage provides employment opportunities to local people here. So it facilitates a division of economy. Border gets money when they bring visitors here. Tour guides get money from here, apart from the guest fees that are paid to the government. But then we have local people who are directly benefiting from this. So considering the values of the heritage here, it is very important to conserve and protect this heritage. So if there are funds, really, we shall be able to do all the mitigation measures so that these ruins or this heritage can be preserved for future generations.
In the rhythm of the tides and the stories of those who depend on them, we find the heart of Kilifi's resilience, a story that continues to be written by both the people and the sea.
These sites bear immense significance. They a nation that doesn't have a history, I don't think we can call ourselves a nation. We are a nation because we have a history. This heritage gives us identity as a nation. This heritage belongs to all of us. It belongs to Kenya, it belongs to Kenyans, it belongs to the world. It's the responsibility of all of us, not just the National Museums of Kenya, who by law are the custodian of this heritage. So each one of us have a role to ensure that this heritage is protected and conserved for posterity.
My name is Chemtai Kirui, reporting for CAS TV for the Conservation Conversation Program from Kilifi County.